Hello, lovely people of YouTube. My name is Samantha Frederick. I am a travel specialist and also the owner of Deluxe Diamond Travel. So I just got back from an amazing 7-day cruise to the Bahamas, St. Thomas, and St. Martin on the Princess Cruise Line. And after having some conversations with a few first-time cruisers, I realized that they waited so long to take their first cruise because they had some major misconceptions about cruising. So today I want to talk about those things that typically will scare away those first-time cruisers. And if that's you, do not worry, we're about to put all of your cruising fears to rest. But before we begin, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell for some more travel content, tips, tricks, and hacks. So the first misconception is that there isn't much to do on a cruise and you will be bored the whole entire time that you're not at a port. Y'all, this cannot be further from the truth, and I will show you exactly why. So cruise lines will put this little piece of paper in your room every single day, and it will show you all the different get-togethers, music shows, comedy acts, production shows, culinary events, wine tastings, spa events, anything else. And most of these events and activities are complimentary and free for anybody on board to attend. There are so many different options when you have your sea days, and different ships and cruise lines will all have different events. So just be sure to talk to your travel advisor about what you would like to do while you're on board, and we can steer you in the right direction about which one is best for you. And just a small note, if the cruise line doesn't give you this piece of paper, they usually have an app that will show you everything to do on board. So the next misconception is that the crowds are just too large and that you will feel claustrophobic most of the time. And yes, it is true that some cruise ships hold a large number of passengers. And if you're open to a premium or luxury cruising option, they are much smaller than mass market cruise ships, and they can hold anywhere from 500 to 3,000 passengers and crew. But if that is out of your budget, cruise ships are massive, guys. Even if you are on a mass market cruise ship, there are so many different activities, bars, restaurants, and entertainment options. You will not feel as cramped as you think you will. I am in the process of planning a Royal Caribbean cruise for my parents and a bunch of their friends in 2024. And I have to remind my dad, the most stubborn cruiser I know, who only wants to go on the small ships, that the mass market ships are literally resorts on water, and they aren't those little tiny sailboats that most people think of. You will have room to move around, and people will be spread all over the ship participating in various events. You will be able to find a spot to relax without feeling like you're being suffocated by others. So the next misconception is the most common thing that I hear when people are objecting to cruising: I will get seasick. Honestly, it's possible that you might, but do not freak out yet. There is something that travel specialists can do to help ease that fear. If you're prone to motion sickness, make sure that you communicate that with us, and your travel advisor will know to book you a stateroom that is lower and in the middle of the ship. In this location, you will feel the least amount of movement possible. And if your stateroom is in the forward or aft portion of the ship, they will have stabilizers that are designed to reduce the feeling of motion. But just in case you're feeling the it coming on, I have a secret that I learned from a crew member on my very first cruise at the age of 15 or 16. So we were at dinner, and my mom, sister, and I were experiencing some insane motion sickness on a rough night at sea. So our fantastic waiter noticed that we were feeling gross, and he asked us what was wrong. We told him we were feeling nauseous, and he came back with 3 lemons and a salt shaker. He told us to sprinkle the salt on the lemon and to bite into it for 10 seconds. And I know some of you guys are probably thinking, Samantha, what? How is a lemon and salt going to help me? Well, guys, I have no clue how it works or what it does to our bodies, but I swear by this. You will immediately feel relief. It tastes gross, but it cures your motion sickness immediately. And if all that is failing you, every cruise line will sell Dramamine to help ease the sickness for their passengers. Number 4 is that some people are concerned that there are going to be way too many kids on board. And yes, it typically attracts families, especially whenever you're cruising to the Caribbean. But if you're looking for a more adult-oriented cruise experience, consider taking a cruise that is at least 10 nights plus or during some school time. Parents are not going to be quick to let their children miss school for a vacation that they can take in the summertime. Families typically have insanely busy schedules and may not be able to take all of that time out of their normal routines. So maybe also consider some more exotic itineraries like a sail to Asia, Antarctica, or the South Pacific. It doesn't matter if it's a popular ship that typically attracts families, there will not be nearly as many children on these sailings. There's also one cruise line that I know of that does not allow anybody under the age of 18 if you want the freedom to, go anywhere you want, anytime you want, without children being on board. So the final myth or misconception is that cruising is way too expensive and will break your bank account. They can be expensive, guys, but if you compare it to a land-based vacation, you will probably pay the same price, if not a little bit less. You do not have to worry about food costs, a hotel room, or tips for the staff. On a majority of the cruise lines, that is all included in the cruise fare. And if you're willing to go last minute and do not care about what location your stateroom is in, you can find some amazing last minute deals. Cruise lines want every single stateroom to be sold on their ships, so they will deeply discount any unsold rooms within a couple weeks of sailing. Just be upfront with your travel advisor about your budget so we can find the right cruise for you. So in conclusion, guys, I find that most people who get over the fears or misconceptions that they have about cruising and actually set sail, they have an amazing time and are ready to book with me again. And if you're thinking about a cruise but have some concerns that I did not list, voice them to your travel advisor so we can walk you through what to expect and the actual reality of these misconceptions. I believe that you are going to find that you love it and you are ready to book again immediately. And that is all I have for you guys today. If you have any more questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the comments for me. You can also send me a message on Facebook or Instagram, or visit my website at www.deluxediamondtravel.com. Everything is linked down below for you guys. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you soon.